who have achieved something special in their field, some people who are the trailblazers, as the name of the series is also the Trailblazers series. And as I have always promised you that I'm going to bring certain guests to my show who have done something spectacular in their particular field. So today I'm so glad to have Miss Harpreet Dhatt Brar from Vancouver, Canada on my show. Harpreet is she belongs to the field of nursing. She has gained a doctorate in nursing, and this is all about her qualification and whatever. But I just want to introduce her as my friend. She's a friend of mine. I'm very proud of her. Welcome to Mindfulness with ROOP, Harpreet.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's
And
my pleasure to have you today with me. And I want you to define yourself. As a friend, I just see my friend in you, that she's my friend. That's it. I don't know about the details of qualifications and whatever field you are into, but I want you to define yourself.
okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. And it's been an honor to work with you. I remember all the fun moments and stuff. And it was destiny that an English teacher would meet a nursing instructor and we would be doing so much together.
It
So
was.
yeah, and it's fun to be on your show, and I'm so happy with what you're doing. So about myself. So I come from a very simple family where we were two sisters. Mom and dad were working, just like every other person's mom and dad who are my age now, and people who were very much into education. That our girls, they need to be independent. That was the time, right, when things were opening up and women were actually getting to do much more than what they used to do before. So I'm blessed to have that kind of parents in my life. And then I went to a very good school. I did my graduation from a very good university. I went to BJ Chandigarh for doing my BSN. Then I went ahead, and I never thought I would do so much in nursing, because I was more of a literature person. Because of my convent education, I was more into short stories and Shakespeare and all that stuff. But then my dad was like, no, you have to have that secure future, which is so much in India. Now coming here, I feel like, oh, I would have been a different person if I was here. But then it's great the way things turned out. So I went ahead and studied my master's, and then I got married to a wonderful person who also happened to be a nurse, who is also my business partner now. So don't ask me how we get along. We get along well. So yeah, then I did my PhD. I have a boy, so that's the fun part of my life. He is 7 years old, and he is like my second boyfriend. So yeah, I enjoy my life with him. Apart from that, I teach a lot, because at the end of the day, I think this is the only thing which I can do kind of best. That I can just teach. I don't know anything
Totally
else.
agree.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all about me. I don't know what else to say.
No, and you mentioned about literature, your love for literature and all, and then how destiny made us meet each other, and I was also shocked. For me, it was like a setup where everybody is related to medicine or nursing in particular. So I was also shocked at that point of time that you know so much about literature and everything, and then the whole you had on the language and everything. So. Was it only because of your convent education, or somebody inspired you, somebody in the family or any friend of yours, or some fictional character had some kind of impact on you? What was it?
Yeah, you know how so this is like very 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 funny to me now, when I realize that, oh my god, how much emphasis we were made to put on our English language and stuff. But it worked out well. When you move here, you need it, right? But initially there was like, I don't know how it was planned and stuff, but my dad thought, okay, let's put this girl into a good school. So we were living in a village at that time, and I was the first person from that village, and that to a girl who was sent to a convent school, and it was like a journey.
Wow.
Travel, I think, an hour every single day, like hour back and forth, so 2 hours of my
Okay.
commute. And then my grandfather, he was like me. So he always wanted to read books and stuff. So he made sure that I was reading books, and he would tell me, "Oh, you know what? If you want to learn a language, the best way is to go read the newspaper, read it aloud. You understand it. Don't understand it, just read it." So I used to watch all those Star Plus news readers, Dhatt, Rajdeep Sardesai. They were like really good people at that time, and I would imitate them. Oh, this is American accent. This is British accent. So from a very young age, I would know that even English is like of different types and stuff. And then
Yeah.
I had very great teachers in school.
I think
I
we people are very blessed. Sorry, I'm just cutting you
Yeah,
off here.
of course, of
Like
course.
our grandfathers or like fathers, they were very interested in all these things. I can really relate to your story. That read newspaper, watch news. I think it helps.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that was the time when everything picked up. And it's true that whatever you want your child to become, you need to start it from the very beginning, because that's where they catch up, that's where the habits develop, and those things, they go in long run. Like whatever you teach them today is going to be their life. It's going to be reflected in their life like 20 years later, 30 years later. And that's how it all started. And then school played a very important role, because in school it was all about that, oh, just read a story, don't, just try to understand it. And even now, can you imagine, like the other day I was missing my book from grade 10. It's called Figments of Imagination. It's a collection of short stories. And I was
Okay.
googling that, okay, I remember this story, I remember that story, and then everything was coming back. And when I went back and read the stories again, I'm like, oh my god, like these are really hard stories which those guys made us to understand. Like they had
True.
deep meaning inside them, and that's how you learn your life lessons. So those are some of the things which really connected me, and I'm
Very
still.
rightly said, and a kind of indelible imprint which we say that whatever we have learned at that point of time, any story or something our teachers told us, they are still there in our memories. I think, and we are always going to cherish them.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I always
Hmm.
want people to be very careful when they're choosing
Mhm.
the elementary school for their kids,
Yeah.
because that's everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That I know that you are very choosy about that. I do understand that. With my short association with you, like short association in person, but yes, of course, through social media, we are still connected. I think it's been 9 years or something. I guess 9 to 10 years since we are like
Wow.
connected to each other. All right. So, like, Harpreet, nursing, like this profession, like, why did you choose nursing? Like, why in particular, or you had some kind of always this kind of, you were interested in helping others or taking care of others or something? What was that? Why nursing?
Yeah, it's going to be a very dramatic answer. In So when I'll just talk a little bit about like how people do things in here. So when I came here in Canada, I teach in schools of nursing, and I would go and ask people, and they're really passionate. They wanted to become a nurse, or their parents decided they would, like, okay, this is a good field. But when it is about India, you go into a nursing school right after grade 12, and at that time, all which is going on in your head is, okay, secure something in your life and get somewhere. So for me, I had a cousin who was already studying there, and I always looked forward to her. I always looked up to her. Like she was insanely intellectual. She studied from the same school, and she always motivated me to do good things in life. So I just wanted to follow her footsteps, and here I am following her footsteps.
No, I
So,
think that it was a great role model to follow.
yeah,
You've taken a good
absolutely.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And initially, I had no interest. Like, I had no idea what nursing was all about. It was just, okay, there's this degree in nursing, and it's new, and it's very secure. You get a lot of money. That's all the things which you think about while choosing a profession, right? But when I got into it, I was studying. Things really changed, and I started realizing, okay, this is something I like. This is something
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I want to talk to people. I feel very happy and satisfied when I help someone, even if it's like I was in a big hospital and somebody's like, oh, where is this particular place? Okay, no problem. Let me take you to that place. That's such a short help or small step. It was very satisfying. So that led me to study so much and teach, and make others feel that nursing is not just giving injections and medicines. It's
Yeah.
actually that. Yeah.
Generally, we have this only like giving injections and all. But
Yeah.
Harpreet, this last year or 1.5 year actually of this pandemic, so it's been like really challenging for nurses and especially for like anybody related to the like for healthcare workers, I would say. So how did you, like you people cope with this thing? Like it was really a hard time.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I would 100% agree with that. And there is a bright side to it, and then there is a downside to it. So downside is that we are burnt out as hell.
Yeah.
It's so bad because the patient loads have increased, and you're seeing people dying. Knock on wood, it was not too bad here in BC. It was not as bad as it was in many other places in the world. But still, that mental toll which it takes, like, okay, you're seeing people coming in dying, and you are there risking your life, not knowing that if you're going to get that disease or not. So those are the things which were really, really getting bad. But the bright side was that people recognize you in a very
Yeah.
different way now. So the worth is finally there, that okay, these are the people who are with the patients the whole time. These are the people who are needed. We really need to take care of them. And so I live in Surrey, but in Vancouver, we had this parade every single day. All the emergency services, like our ambulances, the police cars, and fire trucks, they used to do this parade where they used to do the sirens at 7 p.m. every single night in front of our biggest hospital, Vancouver General Hospital, and people used to wave and stuff. So
Wow.
that's something which keeps you going. Okay, so we are actually being recognized
Yeah.
for the true thing which we do. So it's no longer those characters which they show sometimes on social media, the wrong depiction of nurses. It's like, these are the people who are going to save our lives at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like we all are humans, and be it nurses or doctors or any other person, anybody like who's going through this some continuous, hours of working, they are going to burn out. So it was absolutely like normal on the part of healthcare workers also. But if we talk about, like you told, that it seems very good when somebody is like waving or more trying to motivate you, but still somewhere inside we feel low at times. So how was this inner, a motivation was coming through? What was the reaction of family? You must have seen some longer duration of work and separation from the family for a longer duration. So how like that period went?
Yeah, well, I think my family and the team, those were the biggest support. So because we were hit by the pandemic like way later than the rest of the world, so we were kind of like prepared that whenever it's going to come, this is going to be our situation. So as I said, it was not like too bad. We had only like 1 or 2 units in the hospital, in the entire hospital, where we could keep the COVID patients. But it's the team, like the team which keeps you going, that they really take care of you, they talk to you. And this is the best part of working in Canadian healthcare setting, that they not only take care of your physical burnout, but they're very much concerned about your mental burnout as well. So we have a special like team of psychologists who always look after nurses. Like they would call you, they would talk to you that, hey, how is it going? Like, do you need any kind of support, any counselings, which always helps you, that you have someone who you can talk with. Yeah, and then family, we are Indian, so family understands that.
Yeah. So this was only my next question. You have already touched upon that. That like the culture over here, like the Canadian setup and everything. So I wanted to ask you that because in Punjab we are very curious about life in Canada.
Yeah.
So usually, like my friends who reside, outside the Punjab, they usually ask me that why Canada? Why are you people so crazy for Canada? And they also know this thing, our craze or passion to reach, the Canadian land. So, like, you tell me that how is life over there,
Yeah.
over here?
It's beautiful. Yes, over here it's beautiful. Like I've seen a huge difference. So I moved here
Okay.
roughly like 6 years ago,
Hmm.
and definitely when you come from the other side of the world, like
Hmm.
you have so many crashes, like culture shock. It's different. They're very
Hmm.
open people, and then you have your own struggles. You have to start from the very scratch. You were doing something really good in your country, and now okay, you have to
Again.
accept, right?
Yeah.
Easier you accept it, it gets better for you, right? The faster and everything. So that's only a couple of years, like maybe 1 year or 2 years max. But once you are in routine and you get hold of this life, it is beautiful. Like the environment is gorgeous. So I live in BC, British Columbia. It's one of the most beautiful
Okay.
places on earth,
Hmm.
just like Switzerland, if you need any comparisons. We have mountains. It is a rainforest, so like people
Hmm.
must explore. Like if you're ever coming to Canada, like this is something you should never miss out on visiting. And then the about people are so friendly. So
Hmm.
this was something which was really really like it was giving me happiness in the beginning, that you're walking down the street and no one would just pass by you without saying a hello or wishing you or
Oh,
asking you
that's
how are you
great.
doing. You're going for
Mm-hmm.
buying your groceries, the cashier is going to ask you how's your day going. You're going to go buy a
Hmm.
coffee, the barista is going to ask you how's your day going. So these are the things which, like, I love this. Like I don't want people to frown at each other or look at each other with weird eyes. And I
Really?
love this. Like this is
Hmm.
my most favorite part. And
Hmm.
then people are nice. Like they
Hmm.
respect everyone. They respect the human life. So even if
Hmm.
I worked in Emerge for some time, and even if you have a person coming from the streets, like a homeless person, we would
Hmm.
still give them the same level of care which I would give to the prime minister of this country. So
Wow.
it's exactly the same, because healthcare is free. You don't have to pay for healthcare. There's no discrimination on the basis of that. And people say racism exists everywhere. There is only that 0.01% of people who would ever do that. But this
Hmm.
country is very multicultural. Like they accept immigrants. And
Hmm.
another thing is that I live in Surrey, which you can
Okay.
call it Punjab. So you would
Okay.
never guess India. You would be surprised to see how much Punjabi people, Indian people have achieved in this country. Like all the big mansions. Like you would go a street and you're like, okay, big mansion. Okay, this must belong to an Indian person, a Punjabi or a Gujarati.
Okay.
And then this little house, it is a white person's house, because they don't want houses. We people want big houses, big cars, big businesses. So
Good.
you can achieve anything. That's what I feel.
Hmm.
You just have to have that dream and manifest it. You will
Yeah,
achieve it.
thousands of miles away from your motherland. And I have heard or like seen in the movies that even the signposts over there or something, they have like everything is written in Punjabi also.
Yes, that's right. That's right. My son goes to a Punjabi school, so that's ironic that I went to a
Really?
convent school and now I send my son to a Punjabi school,
Oh my
and that's
God.
because I want him to learn the mother tongue, right? Otherwise, he's going to
Mhm.
lose it. So, where I'm emphasizing, my husband emphasizes, so we have this strict rule to talk in Punjabi at home,
Okay.
because if you want to live in BC, like especially in Surrey, you need
Hmm.
to have Punjabi. If you don't speak
Okay.
Punjabi, you will have lesser job opportunities,
Oh
because
my God.
majority of the population, yeah, you need to be bilingual in Punjabi and English. Yeah,
Total
that's
contrast. Like if we see the trend here in Punjab, it's more of avoiding Punjabi and speaking English. And there you have the country where English is the first language, and there you have people like emphasizing Punjabi. See.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is not just me, like everybody here, everybody, like
Huh.
you will,
Hmm.
you can, like, any, if you have any friends or relatives who would come over, you will see that they will ask their kids, like, please talk in Punjabi. Like that's what I say a million times every single day, and
Okay.
everybody does, not only me. Yeah.
That's great. That's absolutely amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So, like life in general, if we don't talk about, though you have told that it's very comfortable over here, and like there are many students, like I can talk about my own students, that the first preference is going to Canada, whatever it is. Like earlier, it used to be Australia, but now they want to come to like Canada. What is your like suggestion to them? Usually, what I see is like, though they go from here, they move from here as students, and they have in their mind that I want to study over there. But very like quickly, they get distracted, and then the whole attention is on earning money instead of completing the course first. Though they can go for part-time jobs and everything, it's normal over there with the Canadian people, the natives also, I mean. But what is your suggestion to the new generation, and the like who are interested in moving to Canada?
Yeah. I mean, like it's definitely different for everyone. Like my suggestion might not work for everyone, so
Hmm.
it's just what I think. It's my opinion, right? Like to me, I moved here when I was mature enough that I could take care of myself. I knew what I was going to do in the next few years. Like I had this whole plan visualized and written down, like, and that's how even my husband is, like we would not go anywhere without any plans. um
Plans.
yeah,
Hmm.
so even though we knew that it might not work out, but
Okay.
it worked out, right? You, like I believe in that manifestation and stuff. Like you have to think about this stuff and keep thinking, and it's going to come for you. So for if you're coming as an international student, definitely life is really hard because you can work only for certain hours, and then they have to work more to get their fee for the next semester and stuff, which they think, hearing from the others, that they can very well earn. But that's where exploitation begins. So I would want, at least, like, be a graduate, like study there, because studying in India is way easier as compared to studying here. And as you will be studying on your parents' money, you will be living at your parents' house, or maybe in a hostel where you have food prepared for you. You don't have to worry about any extra expenses. All you need to do is make a phone call, and your father is going to deposit it in your bank. So it's
Absolutely.
different here, right? Because the currency is so different. Like the dollar is expensive, so that's where the problem comes. So I encourage people that choose any kind of field in your home country where you are getting skilled. It could be IT, it could be nursing, it could be dentistry, physiotherapy, like anything where you have a skill. And once you come here, it's easier to transition that skill from your
So right.
country to Canada, as compared to if you come here after grade 12. That is the problem area, because after grade 12 I was not mature enough to make such huge decisions of my life as to where I should work, with whom I should stay, with whom I should hang out, how much money do I need. So that they are the people who actually get exploited, because they're very immature, they're very tender, and there's no one here to tell them the true side or guide them through. So that's something, like, I personally feel, but because I know that a lot of people might feel this is not right, as they feel that 4 years or 3 years of graduation is a wasted time. They could do a lot in Canada, but I don't see that as a wasted time.
What
I
I
see.
like personally feel, Harpreet, the same thing. It happens everywhere. People just see that, the trophy in your hand, like they have achieved something. They don't see the efforts, the
Yeah.
sleepless nights somebody had. So same way for Canadian life, like they will see their relatives or their cousins or anybody, that person is standing at a beautiful location near the Niagara Falls, and clicking photographs, but they don't
Absolutely.
understand the kind of pressure they go through.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That, and we have to start understanding that social media is fake. Like I would
Yeah.
never post a bad picture of myself on social media. I might not even look like the way
Absolutely.
I post things on social media, right? So
Hmm.
it's fake, and we have to start realizing that now is the time. It's high
Hmm.
time now.
Hmm.
And that's, I think, absolutely, that is something which allures people, that, oh, you know what, this person bought a BMW like 6 months in, and they have to understand that, okay, this person worked so hard for
Yeah.
purchasing the BMW, and then it's a waste of money as well, because they spend their whole money
Hmm.
and now they have to sell it, and they just bought it for one picture, or that BMW might not be that person's BMW most of the time. So yeah, we have to start understanding that social media is
Hmm.
fake. Like, kids need to be counseled more, I think.
Hmm.
Indian children needs, like especially Punjabi kids, they need to have better counseling.
Absolutely. Like Harpreet, from the point of view of a Punjabi, ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਤੇ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਥੋੜਾ ਗਹਿਰਾਈ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਤਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੀਏ means I'm sorry trying to be a little philosophical over here ਪਰ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਪੈਰੈਂਟਲ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਸੋਸਾਈਟਲ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਔਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਸਟ ਗੋ ਫॉर ਆਇਲਸ ਐਂਡ ਅਚੀਵ ਅ ਪਰਟੀਕੂਲਰ ਬੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਜਸਟ ਮੈਰਿਜਸ ਵੀ ਫਿਕਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਦੇ-ਨਜ਼ਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਕਿ ਆਇਲਸ ਦਾ ਬੈਂਡ ਸਕੋਰ ਕੀ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਉਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹ ਚੱਕਾ-ਚੌਂਧ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਐਫਰਟਸ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਾ ਵੈਦਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਸਰਦੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਡੈਸਟੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਡਾਲਰਸ ਅਰਨ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ what is your take on that what do you think about the pressure people have
I feel sad about this like every single day. Like whenever I talk to someone and I look at their viewpoint, and I feel sad. I actually feel sad. Like honestly, I have people in my family who got married this way, and
okay
I don't see the point of such kind of a marriage. Like people have really gone to that standard that they've totally damaged the concept of marriage. Like I was
marriage
okay until arranged marriage. It was still like a question mark in my head, but I was still okay. Okay, fine. Like at least they're looking at the family. They're looking at the
yeah
person education. They're looking at how they look like, or they're looking at like how they talk and all that stuff, like because that's the best you can guess in an arranged marriage. But now it's like, oh, your TRF, your IELTS score sheet defines who are you going to get married, which is like in like 10 years later or 20 years later, when these guys are going to get old, if they are still together, like what are the things they're going to discuss? Like how are they going
absolutely
to be together, on what basis? That makes me sad, and parents should like think about it. A 19-year-old girl getting married to a 21-year-old boy, what are you thinking, guys? Like, are we retrograding in our civilization? We were doing much better. We were actually doing really better. But then all of a sudden, this deterioration, it is really depressing. Yeah.
and that also like if we talk about the earlier times even if they are they were getting married at an early age or something then the family was there to hold their
Yes.
hands now like this new trend of the girl is staying in their like in-laws houses only for 5 to 10 days leaving the house and then they expect a long term relationship like they are absolutely immature 19 to 20 years of like they're kids I mean if you
Absolutely.
honestly ask me.
When this whole thing happened, like that's the reason we're talking about, definitely. I was listening to a lot of like shows about this, about people who are in the field and stuff, and then we have a community radio in Surrey, and they really like bring up all these good topics so that society is aware, and and it's obvious you're coming far away from a person who you met for like 10 days, and now you are meeting another guy who you're talking, you're liking them. It's so cute. It's obvious to fall. That's such a tender age,
Obviously,
right? We all have been there.
obviously.
And how can we blame, how can we expect a commitment from a person from two people like who haven't been together, as you're saying, like just for 10 days, and
10
then
days.
life is so different from life there, and no one can understand that unless they come here and they see the life there. Like for example, let's say
Mm-hmm.
I don't cook, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we eat, like I don't cook in the sense that I don't cook sabjiyan dala every day because I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that. So we have, but we eat healthy. Like we eat healthy. We are nourished. We eat good, but no one will understand that. And if I tell this to my mummy, like my mom, and she's like, you're a lazy person. Like, at least you should feed your husband, you should feed your sons. So they don't realize that the food we eat is like better than the food that they eat. But still that notion. So no one can understand it unless you come here. So, oh, okay. So she doesn't do that. But you have to realize that she spent like 12 hours in an office, like talking to people and brings food to the table. And yeah, so that's the problem. That
Absolutely.
is the problem.
So people just see one side of the picture. They are not able to understand the things. And then you have like you spend 18 to 20 hours outside working part time, studying, and then you reach home. You get phone calls from the family pressurizing you that call us. When are you calling us to Canada? And then obviously people are going to feel that pressure or something. Like it is difficult. I guess it is difficult.
So
Life is not.
I think we have to kind of like start thinking of going back to our normal life. This is not our normal. This was never our normal.
Hmm.
As I said, we were doing way better than this. That there was this. I was okay until like people used to get married to a Canadian guy or who was
Hmm.
here for a while, and then the girl is from India. But at least there's a family involved, and you know,
Hmm.
it's different. Yeah.
It's different, yeah. So if I talk about you, that how like you've told like the food thing and everything. So how do
Yes.
you like make this balance as a professional? Your job is a challenging job, and then mom, the role of a mom. How do you like do justice with all both of these roles?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if everything is being justice, everything is getting the justice it needs. But we all try, right? So
Yeah.
so the thing was that I transitioned from working in the hospital to working as a full time nursing educator, which
Mm-hmm.
which helped me to not go for night shifts. And I work with my husband, so he's my boss. I'm his boss, so that's another thing as well. And then now my son is older, so we don't have anything to do for him. Like he's a very independent guy. I really
Okay.
don't have to do literally like anything for him. He knows what he needs, so he's gonna ask me. But definitely it was more challenging when he was young. However, I was so blessed. So my parents-in-law, my husband's parents, who I always call them my parents, they have been such a great help. And this is another thing about being in Canada that you start realizing you need your parents more than anything because they are the ones who are going to take care of your kid and you when you are in that struggling phase. So my parents-in-law were very actively participating in our life. They were always there when I needed them. They are the ones, I would say honestly, like who raised my child and made him so independent that now I don't have to worry about it. So we work together as in a house, so it's not that he is the man, I'm the woman, and I have to do this and he has to do this. So it's all divided. Like we would come back, we work in the same office, we would cook together, we would go out together. So it's like very divided. We would even clean up together because this is Canada, you have
Okay.
to do chores by yourself. So we would divide that as a family and make it fun filled. So this is how everyone does here. So you have to help your wife with the kitchen, or I have to help him in the garden. So it's very like you have to contribute to your family as a whole. I think that's something which keeps me going, and I never get tired. I'm always happy. So yeah, because I'm not burdened. I don't feel burdened at all. Yeah.
No, this is absolutely like an absolute delight to hear from you. This thing, I think people in India need to learn this thing from the life abroad. Like we try to copy everything from there, but we never see this, husband-wife balancing the family and the professional front. These things, like also we need to learn from that society. It is a
Absolutely.
positive point, I think. when like it's not a kind of like burden on the wife only, that you only need to cook the food, you only need to do this or that. Like both of them are contributing. That's
Absolutely.
a absolutely beautiful thing about Canadian life. All right. So, what change have you seen in yourself? The way you were here, and once you've gone there, means a lot of learning. But
Mhm.
any other thing like temperament or something which you have seen that now you're more patient or something, anything like
Yeah, absolutely. I have a long list of such things because
to
there are
discuss a
so many
few.
things. Absolutely. Uh, so I think the first thing is I'm kinder. Like I am kind to people.
Okay.
I don't judge anyone, right? So this
Okay.
judgment,
Huh.
I never
Hmm.
knew that we were all judgmental. Like I never knew
Huh.
this until you come here and you see that people don't care about what's going on in your life. People do,
Hmm.
the only thing they care about is who are you, how are
Yeah.
you teaching them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I really honestly learned, and I have inculcated that. So I would never say to anyone that, oh, like what are they doing, oh, they can't even do this and that, because you never know what's going on in their life. And
True.
moreover, everyone has a special quality in them, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something we really need to learn, because in our country, especially in the type of environment I was raised, education was the only thing which mattered to us. Like we
Yeah.
were never kind of respecting people who had skills. You know how if a plumber
Mm-hmm.
comes to your house, you would never even want to talk to them because you feel that they're lower. But here, everybody is respected. Like they say that if a job is bringing food to your table,
Hmm.
that job needs to be respected, even if you're doing cleanup, even if
Yeah.
you're working in a grocery store as a cashier, or you are a CEO of the company. They would all go to the same grocery store and buy
Same.
same kind of food, right?
This
So
is a very
that is one.
beautiful thing about the people or the kind of lifestyle people have here in in the West, I should say.
Yeah,
Respect for each and every profession.
yeah,
You're very
absolutely.
right into that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We would
And
not like.
I don't know how many like more years will it take for us to understand that. Do we are like emphasizing on skills nowadays? Like it's more like preference is given to skills, but still we need to learn to respect each and every profession.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if
Hmm.
everyone is a doctor, if everyone is an engineer, then who is going to build houses? Who is going to fix
True,
our plumbing issues? So we
true,
need
true,
people
true.
in every sector of the world, and those people need to be respected. Yeah, totally.
Very nice. Right. So, just for a change, when you were talking all this, at the back of my mind, what was coming, I remember that we all used to spend time on like I was more interested in literature, so my like hobby was to read books or English books and everything. And then I remember you were learning French at that point of time, way back like 10 years ago. I still remember we were not aware that you have any plans of going to Canada.
Oh,
I still
I
remember.
yeah.
And there was a
I,
Punjabi song at that point of time. If you want me to tell you, there was a line in that Punjabi song, no, Sanu Andi na Angrezi, or French Sikhdi. So that just came to my mind that this girl, she used to learn French. We were worried about English vocab.
yeah. Oh, at that time I had no idea. You know, I have a very good friend of mine who I just met, just like you, like out of nowhere. So
Uh-huh.
she graduated in French, and then she did her post graduation in French. She lives in Dubai now.
Okay.
And I always used to talk to her, and she used to teach me a few words, and then she said, okay, you start learning. And then I started, but then I didn't even like complete any levels. It was just for fun. Like I just know how to talk with my son because he sometimes they have the second language as French in
Hmm.
school, so I can understand him. But other than that, yeah, I know. It was, oh my
You
god.
suddenly it came to my mind that you used to scroll for French vocabulary and everything on your laptop.
Oh my God. You have
We were
you have
still
a lot.
learning better synonyms in English. So that just suddenly came to my mind. Okay, Harpreet. So now, like, I'm going to put you in a little bit of trouble. Though
Okay.
I would like to tell my viewers that Harpreet already loves rapid fires and all. She likes to put stress on her brains. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want a rapid response. Okay, as you are already an expert of this field, so I'll see how many microseconds you are going to
Let's
take to
make a
answer me.
question.
Though
I'm
my
not
list of
guys.
questions,
He's
it's
a
of
liar.
not of your level. I should have brought like some difficult questions, but still, like,
Wait,
okay, yeah. Are you ready? I'm not going to give you any hamper, but still.
I'll give you my address at the end.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Harpreet as a wife or Harpreet as a mom? Better version.
Harpreet as a mom.
As a mom, right. Okay, so which is your favorite summer activity? Because usually it's winter over there.
Yeah.
Summer activity.
Going to the beach and laying there down, and I just want to sleep on the beach. Yeah, that's my favorite activity. Not doing anything, literally. Do nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. If I have to I give you time to describe yourself in 3 words quickly.
Okay, I'm very passionate about anything I choose to do. I love the people when I love them. I hate them when I hate them, and I talk a lot. Yeah, I agree. I'm a great.
Yeah. So 3 words for your husband.
Very kind, super
Hmm.
kind, super perfectionist in anything he
Okay.
does.
Is he like preparing the dinner tonight that you are so like
No,
that he's very kind, he's super kind?
he is. He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, and the most handsome guy I've ever met.
Oh wow, so adorable. All right. So if a movie has to be made on your life, who would play you?
Tapsi Pannu.
Tapsi Bannu. Okay. And what would be the name of the movie?
Oh my God. This is her,
No, you
her,
tell me. What would be
the
the name
nightingale.
of that movie? On the life of Harpreet
Her
Dutt
queen,
Brar.
the nightingale, because we had Florence Nightingale. It's
So
funny. Oh my
nursing
God.
here also. Hmm. Okay. So in that movie, we have to put a Punjabi song. Which song will you put in that?
We can do that French one. Sanu aunਦੀ ਸੀ ਕਦੀ ਉਹ French ਸੀ.
French Zikdi. Absolutely. Okay. So if I ask you that who do you admire the most in your life, other than your husband, who's very kind? Okay.
Yeah. So until my dad was here, I was his biggest fan, and now no one could replace him. But my father-in-law is the guy I admire the most. Like he has
Okay.
done so much for us. I can never even repay his whatever he has
So
done for us.
sweet.
So,
So sweet of you. Okay. 2 things in your bucket list.
travel as soon as the pandemic's over. We just realized our passports are expired, so we cannot go anywhere. So we
Yeah.
want them to come back, and so that we can just go back to our traveling mode. And another thing is, I just want to live like I want to retire soon, as soon as I can. I want to retire.
Okay.
That's the
Do you
second thing.
think you can retire?
I think so. Actually,
All right. Okay. So, like, if I give you a chance, you can go for have a coffee date with a celebrity who's like no more in the world, celebrity or any great personality. Who would that be? The person is like no more in this world. Who would that
Irfan,
be?
Irfan Khan. I
Irfan.
admire
Okay.
his work all my life.
Hmm. Absolutely. Good. Good answer. So, are you a night person or a morning person?
Morning person. I'm
Morning person.
awake at 7:30 a.m. I'm live streaming, so you guys can understand. I'm all ready,
I
makeup.
was so worried, like when I sent the link to join the broadcast, I was seeing that, oh my God, the girl has not even seen my message. I was so worried. I thought she might be sleeping and I
I
need to.
was deliberately doing that to you to give you a
I
shock.
was so worried. But thank you so much for being on
No
time.
problem.
Okay, so last but not least, that what are one thing you are most proud of?
who I am, like what have I become. I have no regrets. So if I have to, I don't have anything to say to a 20-year-old me, or those kind of things. And I
Yeah.
want to grow old gracefully. Like I'm proud that I'm 35, and I'm
Yeah,
going to be 30 in the next 5 years, and I'm not scared of aging. So I
absolutely.
feel like that power in me. So I feel my 30s were very powerful. So I'm proud of that. Yeah.
I remember, like, you were always proud of yourself. You had always said this thing that I'm very fortunate. I'm very thankful to the God that I have always got everything, whatever I like aspired for. I'm also
Absolutely.
absolutely proud of you.
That's
Fantastic, fantastic, Harpreet. So wonderful. You gave the answers on time. Like I was thinking, trying to put some stress, but no, my questions were of no use. Like they were powerless in front of you.
Oh my God.
All
Thank you so
right.
much.
So, Harpreet, like one piece of advice for everybody, especially the women out there,
Yeah.
as a professional, as a mother and a professional who has achieved everything at this age. So what piece of advice would you like to give to the young girls and women out there?
You know what? I have always laid boundaries in every relationship have been. And I think those things they work well, because then people realize that you need to be respected. Like I would hate the fact if I'm loving someone, I'm respecting someone, going out of my way, and I don't get that back. So I don't believe in those sacrifices that women have to sacrifice this and that. I think everyone needs to contribute to a household, and if like you should talk to your partners, like you should communicate. When we do not communicate directly with our partner and we're talking, and this is how we are told, right? So if I have any issue, instead of talking to my partner, I would talk to my mom, I would talk to my
Yeah.
sister, just ventilating myself. But my
Yeah.
partner is not aware that they hurt me. So communicating and setting
Yes.
boundaries in relationships is so important. Otherwise no one thinks that you're worth anything. Like I've been there, so I know like it's important to come out of that hole, and and just stay happy, chill, don't give a damn about what people think about you. Just close your ears and do whatever you want to it, whatever type of clothes you want, wear them, whatever you want to eat it. Don't worry about what will people think. We have to stop doing that. Yeah, we've come a
So
long way. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. And like, this is such a beautiful piece of advice, these sacrifices and all. First, we put ourselves into these melodramatic situations. And then at the end of the day, then we expect the partner to understand everything. And you are absolutely right over here. When we have not even told the poor soul what the problem is, how will he come to know? We are
Yeah.
sharing with
Tell
mother.
them. Yeah, tell them where they
Every, look
absolutely.
at
Yeah.
his condition that everybody except him, like everybody else knows the problem, but he is not aware of that. So
Yeah.
this is something very beautiful you have told. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So I think communication is everything. The more you
Yeah.
communicate, the more they understand. And this is another thing which I feel about like men these days. They're not like our dads. Like my dad was a
Yeah.
different kind of a husband. He was very patriarchal. Like he was so
Yeah.
good to us, me and my sister, but he was not a very good husband to my mom. He was
Hmm.
listening to other people more than my mom. He was taking her for granted. But my husband is different. So he knows my worth. So he would respect me more than anybody else. And I am the first person in any decision making and stuff. Like I don't want him to put his parents at the back seat. I love them. You know I love them, right? So but at the same time, I need a place, and I need that special place in my husband's life. So I think if we are kind of demanding that, we need to
Yeah.
talk to them. And guys are more loving these days. Like they help women
Yeah,
out more.
I think this new set of husbands and this new generation, they are more enlightened. They do their
Absolutely.
homework well before getting married, that how to
Yeah,
make a balance.
absolutely.
Okay, all right. So this has brought us to the end of our talk for today. Harpreet, thank you so much for being here. Like, I'm so happy and I'm so thankful to you that I know you are a very busy person, but still For me, you like at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, you're ready here.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it, and I love the fact that we reconnected on such a good platform.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of what you're doing, and I wish you all the best in life. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I wish you the best for all your future endeavors and keep on like guiding the people. You and your husband, you are doing a wonderful job, guiding people. You are the right channel. So I would like to tell my viewers that, especially the people who like belong to the field of nursing, that any kind of guidance, help you require, being a person belonging to the field of nursing, if you want to settle in Canada. So please, Harpreet Brar is the right person. They can connect with you through your Facebook, I hope, and even she's there on Instagram. She has a YouTube channel also. You can tell about your social media
Oh,
handles.
yes. Yeah, so our Facebook page, we recently changed it. It was all under my name, but then we created this company. So our company is called Perfect Steps Learning, and our YouTube page is based on that. Then my YouTube channel is my name, Harpreet Brar, and I post videos about how to get into nursing when you're coming from any other country all over the world. And we have students connecting with us from around the globe, which is interesting to see, like different cultures and talking to different people. It's all fun. So we will always be there to guide you because we have been through the process. So we understand the emotional part of it, the
Yeah.
psychological part of it, as well as the financial part. And we are here to help people in whatever way
Yeah,
possible.
I always knew that you are the right person. If I like keep in mind this field as a nurse, if somebody wants to settle in Canada, then Harpreet Brar is the right person to contact. Please, instead of going here and there and wasting your time, connect with her. Thank you so much, Harpreet. Thank you so much for coming today. So
Thanks.
viewers, this was the Trailblazers series, and today we had Harpreet Dhatt from Vancouver, Canada. So she explained her story, and see such a wonderful person she is, and still doing wonderful works, and very kind-hearted person. So it was absolute delight to have her on Mindfulness with Drew for today. And I promise you to bring another trailblazer in the next talk show. Till then, goodbye. Take care of yourselves.